Hello and welcome. Today I would like to talk about fascia and cancer and biodynamic craniosacral therapy. I approached this topic some months ago, and for me it was quite hard because cancer is so negatively occupied, so negatively seen, of course. It's something that threatens our life, and we all have um, cancer, people with cancer, or people that died of cancer in our surrounding. So, as a craniosacral therapist, we connect to wholeness, we connect to life, and that's why the topic is not so easy, but as craniosacral therapists, we also need to accept that there's end of life, that there's death. And so this topic is connected also to this time of the year in November when the trees and the plants get inward, and most of our flowers in the garden are gone. We can't see the power of them anymore, but the morphologic field of the plants are still there. Even if you see a tree without any leaves, the full power of the tree is still in the field. So death and life are topics rising now, especially in these times in the last 2 or 3 years. More of our clients have problems with that topic. So cancer is in that line of this topic. This teaching about cancer is not something you start and you think you found something that cures cancer. It's something that you do because you want to support your students. I want to support you as therapists to get an affinity to clients that you can support with a certain protocol in the biodynamic frame. So it's just to connect and to get some idea what is this disease like and how can we approach this in a craniosacral way. So let's start a bit from the fascia side, because cancer growth in tumor environment is located very often, or you can say always, connected to cancer, to fascia tissue. So the fascia, especially the extracellular matrix and the fibroblasts in the fascia, have a major role in the proceeding of a cancer disease. On the one hand side, we have something called cancer-associated fibroblasts. You might Google this, CAF, cancer-associated fibroblasts. So fibroblasts are activated to organize tumor environment, to generate tumor growth, to nourish the tumor, and to guide tumor cells to a different location, which we call metastasis. So this seems rather cruel and pathologic, but from a tissue point of view, from a body point of view, from the reaction in the fascia, it's something that is positive. It's just growth, because the same action takes place during embryology. There we need this growth. So cancer is in some way an embryo spot in the tissue, in an organ, in the fascia tissue of an organ. So body behaves a bit at one spot like an embryo. Why does this happen? Usually, the extracellular matrix is a scaffold for new growth for tissue maintenance and for tissue behavior. So there seems to be something that triggers the fibroblasts to turn into CAF, and we already know a lot of factors that do this. And there seems to be a reason why the scaffold is degenerated and cells can grow in an uncontrolled way. We can only speculate about the reasons. We can say there are toxic agents in the environment, there is nutrition, there is an acidic environment in the body, and maybe on a psychological level, there's something you could call stasis. The people are not only stuck in their personal development, they are even over-regulated to help others. That's what we quite often see in cancer patients. So going deeper into the mechanism and looking at the cells, especially at the cancer cells, we see that the cells grow and grow and grow and have no G0 phase anymore. And the G0 phase is the phase in cell division where the cell goes into a still point. That's quite important. So when the cell lacks the still point, lacks the stillness, then it doesn't take back its energy like nature in winter. So there's overregulation and permanent growth. So what the cells need, and maybe the people as well, is stillness. Stillness is the point in our life where we connect to source. We get new information. We get new connection. We get new, not only space, but also opportunities. We get into a neutral state, and from there, everything is possible. So the old pattern for a moment, and this happens only in a moment, the old patterns are diminished, they are silent, and we get connection to the source and get new opportunity. And I think the connection to the source is also what the energetic field of a tumor or the cells that are over-regulated and grow in an uncontrolled way that these cells lack. They lack the G0 phase, they lack the stillness, they lack the information, what they are, where they belong, to which organ they belong, and to which tissue they belong, and what their fate is now in the timeline. Should they go down? Should they transform? Should they stop growing? Should they just do metabolism? So this lack of information leads to something the body organizes as growth. That's the thing he does. And there's a lot of energy in these tumor spots in the tumor environment. So we are already at the beginning of trying to find out how we approach this, how we treat this, and how this get a grip on the core of this disease. But stillness and information and connection is a huge issue in this case. So this means treating cancer patients is a treatment to connect and to get into stillness again on all levels. And I try to teach some stillness protocols. I go deeper into stillness in the last weeks again, even more. So you might check out what we do, and maybe join us and join one of our webinars or seminars. So have a good Christmas break, and hopefully see you again. Thanks for listening.